want to be entrepreneurs and we want to be a fashion designer. So we merge it together and think this is it. Alright people, I've talked a lot about being a fashion entrepreneur, but today we're going to talk about just being a fashion designer. I'm going to take one of these job descriptions that I found for being a fashion designer. The reality is, you need to be able to do everything on the job description in addition to running your business. If you don't even have half of what's on here, then you need to really reconsider what you're doing. You need this, and you need this. Real talk, no sugar baby, you know how we do. But let's deal with one thing at a time. I have taken the liberty of pulling all the best little nuggets from the job descriptions for apply to be a fashion designer and pulled out the things that I really think that you need to know. And because I've done all these things, I'm an expert, so there. Research and capitalize on market trends. Translation? Do you know what the hell is going on in the market you're about to enter? And do you know how to make money in that market you're about to enter? People, if you don't know whether you work for someone else or you work for yourself, that this is about making money, can you just stop the tape and go do something else? This is a long one, okay? So stay with me. Ability to apply and perform design skills, including drawing, sketching, concept, color, theory, texture, spacing, scale, visual presentation, development. Do you know what the hell you are doing? All that means, do you know how to make a storyboard? And do you know how to tell people what the hell that means? That's it, that's all. Another key thing that isn't on here, but I definitely hear from a lot of creative directors, is why is it no one knows how to draw anymore? Like sketch. I'm not talking about Picasso here, okay? Everybody's doing their illustrations on Illustrator, which is an amazing skill and necessary. However, if you're somewhere and you don't have your Adobe Illustrator with you and you need to sketch down at a quick idea and relate it to somebody who's important, like, I don't know, your head designer or your VP or your team, it's time to go old school, baby. You need to be able to put pencil to paper and relay your idea. Do you know how to translate a story and an idea into a presentation that people understand and can relate to? So as a designer, you're going to be presenting to either buyers if you're an entrepreneur or to your design director, your VP. You need to be able to articulate what's in your head to what's on paper so they can understand what it is that you're thinking. Because not everybody has an imagination, believe it or not. Manage multiple seasons at any given time. This includes deadlines, production schedules, your critical path. Yes, we know you want to design all day. We've established that. However, you need to be able to work on spring, fall, and any cancellations and extras in between. When your fall hits, are you already working on spring? Because the buyers want to see it. They want to see what's next. You're working a year or maybe a year and a half in advance, and you need to be able to manage that. The ability to build tech packs. Super important. You need to be able to articulate your designs technically to pattern makers, sewers, and if you're developing overseas, which most likely you will be. If you're not, kudos, you figured it out. And this is everything from stitch length to seams to how you want your hem to contrast stitching. It's like you need to put all of that in your tech pack. You can't leave them guessing because it wastes time and it wastes money, both of which you don't have. So say you are developing overseas. You may be thinking, well, I'll just Skype. I'll Skype them in and I'll tell them what I want. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And you ain't got no time to be Skyping over to China to tell them what it exactly is that you want. Unless you've been to a factory in China, you really have no idea what it's like to really relay what's on a piece of paper to a factory full of people who do not speak English. Strong computer skills. Do I even need to elaborate on this one? I mean, if you don't know Illustrator and Photoshop by now, it's like, I really don't understand what you were doing in school all this time. And if you don't know how to use it, that's fine. You slept through that class, you skipped, whatever. You can take tutorials on YouTube. You can teach yourself anything on YouTube. So, no excuses. Go learn some tutorials. Go teach yourself something. So, that's it. That's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you learned something. I mean, this stuff is really important. We look at these job descriptions and we're like, what the hell does that mean? I don't have half of this stuff. They don't even know what half of this stuff is. For those of you who want to run your own company, fine. You don't know all of these things, you better hire somebody who does. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter at IMONIQ, IMONIQ. If you want to see the cool things that I create and I make, plug in here, you can visit my website at www.imoniq.com and check out the blog, follow the videos that you